Okay, so we're looking at the IMR for the week starting 17th November. So we'll jump into it right away. So this is actually charts updated with today's data also, Monday 17th. It's not the traditional Friday session that we do. And can you see my screen?
No.
Okay, one second. Does it come up? Can you see my screen now? All right, okay. Okay, just give me a minute and get some water. Can you see my screen? All right. So, big event of, I think, last week or this week, at least that comes to my mind, is that Japan has gone into a recession. Right? And apart from that, I think Germany is still a question mark. And crude oil is still down, so that's fine. And of course, excise on petrol and diesel has been raised. Did everybody see Modi's speech at in Australia today? Okay. So I don't know. If I'm missing any important event or anything, let me know. Right. So I'm sure the recording will be there. Really good speech. Lots of great motivation. A little short on substance, but we'll see how that pans out. All right. Yep, visa on arrival, Swachh India, the 71 million bank accounts that were opened in 150 days, vagera, vagera. So, you know, all those things. But it has to translate into the grassroots stuff of actually getting things done. Remittance charges, G20 reduction remittance charges to 5%. Okay, that's not from a speech today, but what remittance charges? Who was paying any charge to remit money to India? I'm not aware of this. This is something a little new for me.
Yeah, so basically, what I was reading was that Indians have the highest, what do you say, I don't know if the right word is remittance, but basically people sending back money from abroad to India.
Yeah.
Like NRIs and all that. So what's happening is many of countries charge as much as 10% for that, like to send money back to India. So the argument is to kind of reduce that and bring it down to at least 5%. Like for example, from sending money from Saudi to India is 3.5%. As compared to many of the other places, and the fact is that India is like Indians are the largest group, like beaten Philippines and other countries to who send money back to their home country.
Okay,
so I don't know if that will have some
makes sense what you're saying, but first time I've heard of a remittance charge, because wherever I've, you know, whatever little experience I have of seeing things abroad, or even when my dad was working abroad, you just went to the bank and gave your local bank number and you gave it. So if that charge is being built into the forex rate, which is being sort of in your skew, like for example, if you swipe your Indian credit card abroad and it's in forex, obviously there's a 3.5% uptick on the forex rate, right? Because you used it abroad, so stuff like that. But why would this come up at G20? I'm really surprised.
Was it G20? I don't know. Maybe
okay, whatever. No, I mean, okay, the simple thing for that is for India to set up its own payment gateways. You know, that's the way to cut down on it. Russia is setting one up and all to actually do that. So anyhow, okay, but that's not going to really impact the economy or the market, in my opinion. You might get some more rupees in because the charge is now less, but will it stimulate the market or affect the market anyway? I don't think so. But anyhow, good input. Thanks. I wasn't aware of a charge as such.
It is at the G20. I just found an
Yeah.
article on Financial Express. So
Post
yeah.
it. I mean, let's have a look at it maybe later or something. Right.
Okay.
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 Cool. So, anything else? Any other events? I think that's it. If I can. So I think the next. Okay. Balki is saying trade deficit narrows, exports at 7-month low. All right. So I think there was something else. Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
There was another article I read today was the shale oil, or basically oil from sand in Canada. So so one of the things that was I read in that was basically that it is not profitable if it drops below 65
Yeah.
dollars
Yeah. Yeah.
for oil price, and even below 75 it starts getting really bad. So basically this is an issue about a pipeline which basically connects all the way across US to
Canada.
some coastal city, yeah,
Called
in Canada. Yeah.
Keystone XL. Right.
Correct, yeah, Keystone XL, yep, yep.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the pipeline.
So whether that will go through or not.
Okay. Well, yeah, it's said that oil differs on where you read. Below 70 or $80, then shale gas and shale oil becomes economically unviable. And apparently, some of those operations have already been closed because the oil is now below those cutoff prices and
Okay.
all. But God knows what the real story is, because there was some news somewhere that for the first time in the world, America produced more oil than Saudi Arabia, or something like that, right?
Yeah.
And this basically threatens Saudis and the Middle East dollar revenue. Their entire economies are built on how much money they're going to earn from the sale of crude oil. Their annual budget is based on some assumptions that they make about how much oil will be for the next 1 year. And what I've read in the recent past is every country in the Middle East is now going to have to rework their entire national budget, because oil is way below their expectation. So it was actually, most countries are working with something between 90 to 95 to $100 a barrel, and for some time oil was above 100, so they were quite happy. God knows if they saved on that buffer or not. And now it's well below 90, and therefore they're going to earn less. So whatever they had projected is just gone for a toss, right? And unfortunately or fortunately, one of the problems is that this could lead to political and social issues, because as the government spend less on their citizens, because they've gotten used to everything being free, then you don't know whether things like this Islamic Brotherhood and ISIS and Shia Sunni issues and all that could come back to the fore, and the governments, especially in Saudi Arabia, would be very worried. So the conspiracy theory is that Saudi Arabia is trying to actually push down global oil so that the shale thing would shut down and the supply would shut down, and then later on, even if it doesn't go back up, they don't want that supply to come into the market, because it's threatening their, perhaps, maybe extreme thing to say, but their very existence is threatened if there's this massive production of an alternative supply. So we don't know. We really don't know what the truth is.
So there was another graph that I saw, which basically the top oil exporters to the US. So basically Canada has pretty much taken over Saudi, and it's completely shot up. Like it's literally doubled what Saudi used to contribute.
Right. So it's true. So I think we have some global geopolitics happening at the back end, and they might see some desperate measures by oil producing countries in the months and years ahead to maintain their market share, basically. That's what they want to make sure, that people, they have the 30% or 50% share of the market, and they can protect that. So interesting time, and especially if breakthroughs in alternative technologies, alternative energy sources happen, then we could see a turmoil in global energy markets, and those will have definite consequences on the entire world, politically and socially. Yeah, there is apparently something about solar or wind power. I don't remember which, becoming almost as competitive as our regular traditional fossil fuel power in terms of price. And if that happens and you get one or two more, I think, breakthroughs in these technologies to make them, let's say, even 20-50% more efficient than they are, then oil has a very bleak future. So I don't know. Let's see. Cool. So yeah. Anything else? Any other issues?
Nothing else that comes to mind.
Okay. Cool. So let's jump into the charts. So Nifty made a life high close, and obviously has just been consolidating around that 8,350 mark and all for almost 2 weeks, and today I think it's made a definitive uh, higher top or higher close. Nice candle. Nothing on the volumes per se, but I would say that's okay. At least the volumes are not bad in terms of being well below normal. And I think indicators wise, really nothing to suggest any weakness at this point. So this is a daily chart, and so I think the best thing is 2 weeks of consolidation, and maybe we are into another leg up on the market. Where to? I think our point and figure target was 8,900 or so. Correct, Balki? So maybe another 400-500 points up on the Nifty in the coming few weeks could definitely be possible. It's definitely broken out of that consolidation of this last 2 weeks. That's for sure. If anybody is looking for excuses of weakness, then the only thing one can say is that it's left the upper Bollinger Band, and that's not a sign of strength. But then just 2 weeks before, you must remember that it penetrated the upper Bollinger Band. That was a very good sign of strength. And after that, consolidated. So I would go with saying that the up move is definitely intact. No issues with this. And we should definitely expect, I think, higher levels. If there is a short-term specific level I think we should watch out for, then I would say it is this low. Right, so that is at 8,295, 8,300. Only if the market breaks below that, I think there's a question of going down again from a short-term perspective. But otherwise, everything looking good. Your moving averages are all pointing up, whether they're short-term, long-term, and all. So looks like this rally is set to continue, and of course, it's not that we need to add it here. But the Bank of Japan stimulus will still, who knows whether they're going to print more money now because Japan has gone into a recession. But whether they do that or not, the impact of the previous stimulus is still not over, and it will, ring through the markets. So, yeah. So basically that. So with that, let's look at our sector stocks. Oh. All right, so BSE Auto up and away. Can everyone hear me? Just checking. Okay, thanks. So BSE Auto definitely up and away, quite a strong candle. So there's also that report I think that I sent to everybody, mentorship group, about Tata Motors being uprated, JLR having better sales, better revenues, all that stuff. So autos are good. Consumer durables, nothing we look at, but threatening to go up and could very well go up with the rest of the market. Capital goods, alright, so capital goods is a space that has not moved, and of course, just as a reminder, the coal thing, not yet over. Another 3 months, I think that will be a big stimulus perhaps for capital good equipment sales. So that's something to watch out for, keep in mind at the back. FMCG, so going up, but seems to be struggling a bit. So I would be a little cautious. We are having dojis and long shadows on multiple candles, and today sort of tentative thing. So I just want to be a little cautious on FMCG. Healthcare, interesting. Overall market up, but healthcare really actually gone down today. So healthcare is a caution. Metals, more or less where they are from where we discussed last time. It's iffy buy right now. Resistance is on top and a good support at the bottom, and it's in the halfway mark right now. Mid cap, oil and gas, sorry, PSU. Alright, so public sector units starting to show some strength. So of course they're from multiple different industries and sectors, so that, but interesting. Small cap, and yeah, we don't look at it. I hope everybody saw that Khanna story posted by Sridhar. Right, so Bank Nifty, a lot of those are small cap, mid cap stocks. Bank Nifty, so banks up just as expected, that as we are saying in the last several weeks actually. Buy bank, buy bank, buy Bank Nifty. Madhu, what good, excellent timing. We haven't missed much actually. Okay. Still doing sector stocks, sector indices. Okay, so banks still headed up, I would say. And nice short-term uptrend on banks. Just want to put a trend line there.
Hi all. Hello.
Hi Madhu. Which part of the world are you from?
I'm sitting in the aircraft right now. Sitting in the aircraft waiting for the departure.
And how up till how high will you get the signal?
No. Once they start moving, I'll switch it off. So 9:30 is the departure to Delhi. I'm just sitting.
So,
I just wanted to ask, what is the news about this surprise recession in Japan here?
it's surprised. That's it. I think everybody's surprised. So
Yeah, I was just watching the TV in the airport on
okay.
BBC, so that's where I came to know.
Yeah.
That's why I was inquisitive to come and latch on.
Okay, fine. No, Sid has already sent us a link and all. I think.
Okay, fine.
Not that there's anything to discuss. I think it just everybody's surprised with this outcome, including the Japanese themselves, and I think all the analysts are wondering why this has happened, and they talk about how Japan raised the consumption tax, I think, a few months back, and there's a plan to raise the consumption tax in Japan again. So like nowadays, finding reasons. So some people are saying, they hiked the tax, that's why, and hiking taxes are not a good thing to do when the economies are weak. So I don't know. Anyhow, so I think, see, broadly, all said and done, as far as Japan is concerned, it's got a very, very core problem that they're not addressing, which is they have old people and they have not enough young people. All right. So I don't know how many of you, by the way, I'm just connecting it to what we are discussing, watched Modi's speech today. So Modi was talking about how many young people in India we are, and actually I was thinking, and he was, by the way, he also mentioned how many old people there are in other countries and how India has so many young people and we are all, going to make so much happen in this world, blah, blah, blah. So I was thinking, the easiest thing for India to do is just export a few 10, 20 million people to Japan and Europe and all, and actually it will be good for everyone. You need population for economic growth. So they're not taking the babies, they can't. Even if they start now, it's too late. They'll take 20 years to come into the job market. So, good for them, good for us. Somebody should talk about this at some time. And who knows, maybe they will. Japan has always been very closed to immigration actually. Very, very. very resistant to that. Vis-a-vis, you take a country like America, which is very open to immigration. So if that gets, who knows, if Japanese go the American way, then the Japanese economy will also go up, right? So yeah, that's all I have to say about that.
Yeah, and I think tomorrow we can expect some value buying if the market goes down.
Which market goes down? Our
I
market.
mean, if there's any impact on our market, will
Our
there be any
market,
impact on our market?
our market went up, and I think the news came well before that. So I don't think there's been any impact on India's market,
Oh,
right?
okay, fine.
Yeah.
So that's fine.
All right. Okay.
So that's it.
All right.
Continue. Sorry to interrupt in between.
No problems. Chalo, we'll continue. Okay, so Bank Nifty going up as we've been expecting, and I think it still continues to be a buy. Also on that account, just want to put one thing down, which is RBI policy, right? 2nd of December. So everybody is going to be watching for that. And so bank stocks especially, it may not be reduction in the interest rate, but Rajan may go soft on the repo rate, the SLR and the cash reserve ratio and all of that, and get some more money into the system. So you would make money supply available, but not necessarily reduce the interest rate, and that's sometimes an indirect way of softening the markets. And maybe the next review they will start to look at cutting rates. We don't know. So 2nd of December, I think till then the banks would, at least in my view, be bullish. And after that, who knows, if the RBI disappoints, then we might have I would think, a temporary fall, which would be a good time to buy, in my opinion. And if in case RBI cuts rates, you're just going to get a rally. So I think we should all be prepared for that trade. And so we are like, 2 weeks away from that. So, set yourself up, be ready, have some cash. Okay, BSE power. So this is interesting. The power index is just at the verge of that very important resistance line. And if it breaks out, then it will definitely be a buying opportunity on the power stocks. Realty, all right, so sort of just there. We've talked about this cluster of resistances. Today it's just there, stopped out, and if it just breaks beyond 1700, then realty stocks are definitely going to be a buy. So for now, realty has most definitely bottomed out, and like I've been saying in the last few IMRs, realty, infrastructure, capital goods already rallied, and might be the next sectoral rallies that we would see. CNX IT, so IT also new life high. Mid cap, all right, so mid cap's actually doing better than the overall market. Let me actually put a different line there. Nifty Junior, well, there you see it. The Nifty Junior is definitely doing better. So I don't know, should we look at Nifty Junior stocks today? Because my plan was to look at Nifty stocks. But last time also we looked at Nifty stocks. So the mid cap market and the non-large caps seems to be where the action is. Energy, okay, starting to rebound. Net FMCG, leave, infra, pharma, we've done that. That's it, I think. Very interesting. PSU banks today, massive move, definitely disproportional to the bank nifty overall. So I think very unusual, but looks like on the bank side, the action today has been on the public sector banks and not so much on the private sector banks. So time to maybe review where we want to put our money on the bank side. Something has definitely happened there. Okay, CNX VIX or NSE VIX, really nothing, no change. It's there at the lows, so it's fine. So that's it. So I think all sectors are all green and raring to go, except pharma and FMCG, which again for the last few weeks we've been saying might lag, and auto is leading the charge, banker leading the charge, PSU banks definitely are leading the charge, and realty, power and all on the verge of potential breakouts. So yep, I think definitely a lot of action in the charts. So let's look at individual stocks. So guys, you tell me, what do you want to do? Nifty stocks or junior stocks? Yeah, sure. Okay. Okay, so first my apologies, I still haven't updated my list. Something or the other keeps happening. So if there's some stock which I am not covering or which is not in the Nifty Junior, just prompt me and we'll just skip in the interest of time. Okay, so Aditya Birla Nuvo, massive shooting star, and wonder what's happening there. I don't know if some result came out or something, but it definitely went out and broke out through this consolidation, which I think we spoke about last week. So midweek, last week, last IMR rather. Nice big up move happened on fantastic volumes. Something happened here. If anybody has any news, please share, whether it's some result or something and all. So I would look at right now this as just consolidation. I don't think this is a reversal. Below 1750 or only below 1706, I would worry about Aditya Birla going down. For now, with this sort of a strong upper candle, I think there's some strong selling there, profit booking, and one should actually use this as an opportunity to get in, and the next target is 2000 rupees on Aditya Birla Novo. And I've been saying, just hold on to this 2500 on the stock back to its life high is definitely on the cards, and it seems to be now accelerating in its move up, right? Or rather, I would not have this. 1 second. Yeah. So that's the trend line I would watch, and like I said, it's a buy. Adani Enterprises going sideways. So talking about Adani, I don't know what this news is. India may aid $1 billion loan for Adani Australia. So wow. So I'm not sure what does that aid mean. Let's just look it up. So Adani Enterprises won support on Monday from State Bank of India and an Australian state to help it build $7 billion coal mine, defying a slump in coal prices to 5.5-year lows. Alright, so I'm not sure whether this is good news or bad news, because if this is done being for political reasons and SBI has been, say, arm twisted into giving the loan, and of course the Australian state is giving some concessions and also they'll go build it, but not for really sound economic reasons, and that might lay the foundation for some financial trouble for Adani Enterprises in the future. So just keep this in mind. On the other hand, coal prices will jump up. They look back and say, what a fantastic and foresightful move by Adani Enterprises. So anyhow, this is something that will take years to play out, at least 2-3 years, so nothing of immediate concern. So Adani Enterprises, sideways move till it crosses above 525. I don't think there's anything much. But on the other hand, you could buy it at around 578, 580. And definitely once it crosses this resistance at 520.25, it's moving to 550, 600. Yep. Then Adani Ports, we've been saying buy this. And last week has made a new life high but not been able to break below that. So you have something like a triple top here, 1, 2, 3, and indicators wise really no weakness except this stochastic, but that's again a short term thing. MACD is looking okay, no weakness, I would say it's healthy. And Adani Ports, another buy. I don't think any stop loss would be below, I would say 285, 275. A little steep, but on the other hand, it has to get used to this 300 rupee price, I think, before it starts doing the next move, which could happen at any time. Apollo Hospitals, so healthcare pharma index looked weak. I just think we should skip this, really not a buy. Ashok Leland, whoa. So Madhu is gone. Madhu is here. Madhu should be very happy. Alright. And for those of us who did not, please note that it's 11,000 rupees on the FNO lot size, and last time when we were talking about 45, 50 resistance, I'm surprised that it's just gone through the 50 resistance without any halt. I was expecting it to sort of consolidate there for some time. It hasn't, just shot through 50 as though it doesn't exist, and that too on really, really good volumes. So yeah, it's a good buy. And could well go much higher. If it does come back to 50, please buy it. I think the next target, it's already crossed 55.30. The next target seems to be 60. Moral of the story, find something good, buy it, and just keep holding it till you really have to get out for a compelling reason, technically, fundamentally, event wise, or for your personal reasons. Okay. Bajaj Financial Services, so it's like a NBFC going sideways. I don't think anything might happen on this unless some event or RBI thing comes out. Most of the sort of festive season over, so no comment on this. Any buy, I think you put a stop loss below 985, that's fine. Once it gets past 1150, then 1200, 1250. Okay, Bajaj Holdings is itching to go up, no doubt about that. Some massive volume here. I would say buy this, given there's been some selling happening at the 1400, 1425 levels, but I think the overall thing about the market is for it to go up. Alright, I'll come to Oro, and one should look at buying this and put a stop loss below 1354. Once it crosses 1450, 1500 definitely, and even then I don't think 1500 it will stop there. It will probably go much higher. So right from July this year, it's actually more or less net gone sideways. Sort of consolidation. The next move should happen at some point. Okay, let me just open up another so Oro Pharma. Okay. Oro Pharma, well, new life highs. So this is definitely not a laggard in the pharma space, definitely a buy. Again, same theme, got used to 1000 rupees and then going up, right? Okay. Alright, Madhu, we'll catch up later with you. Have a good flight. Yeah, we'll send the recording, sure. So Oro got used to being a 4-digit stock, may correct to 1000 at some point if pharma becomes weak. Then 1250, 1500 I would say in the next few weeks are on the cards. Alright, coming back to Bank of India. So nothing here. If we look at PSU banks, nothing happened in Bank of India, but consolidation right from June, July, some small up move here, 300 SLTP buy, and once it breaks out, just run with it. Otherwise, I'm not saying you shouldn't buy now. I'm just saying, all of us have limited capital. It's best put in some other stocks which are moving. Which are moving right now, and then when this one starts to move, you will move your money into this. So till then, just wait. So 330 straight 10% return quite easily possible from 300 to 330 and then to 350. So keep that in mind. Don't let it go. Don't forego that. Bharat Forge, so hasn't gone up with the rest of the market, but that's fine. It's back to its life. 5,000 bucks will act as a resistance, but then I'm looking at what else in terms of the stock could do. I'm just thinking at the back of my head about Ashok Leland, which just shot through 50 as though it didn't exist. Just wondering whether this will shoot through 1000 as though it doesn't exist. It just could do that because last 3-4 months has been a nice consolidation with that cup-like formation. Remember, it has gone from 250 to 950 almost without a break. So consolidating, and then the next move could be a surprise. So Bharat Forge is definitely a buy. And it was somewhere here I think last week. So from 850 it's already gone to 900, and it's a question of breaking this double top before it goes to 1000. Yeah, stop loss if you're looking at it from a short term sort of trading perspective below 877 is what I would say. Biocon, alright, farmers doing not well, this is not doing well. If you need a stock to short, then maybe you should keep this in mind, probably all the way to 405. Otherwise, actually, why do you want to short in a rising market? So if you're really desperate, you can short Biocon with a stop loss above 455, target as of now at 405.410. Okay, thanks. Wash, so gone, up, 17,500 now. It was 15,000 when we were talking last. Looks like 20,000 is the next target. What else to say? All right, so should be bought. All that news about new safety standards in Indian cars that might get implemented in the next few weeks, months. If that happens, then yep, Bosch is definitely going to be a beneficiary of that. So no question of selling it. 15,000 has now become the support. Next stop 20,000. Canara Bank, just like Bank of India. So why did PSU Bank index go up? I wonder. Right, but they're exactly at that resistance level, and I think once it breaks out of that, it'll just uh, move through that. So 426, 427 should be a SLTP buy order, and then I wouldn't sell out at 450. I'd wait for at least 475. In terms of a stop loss, it's only below 380, 381. Okay, so SBI is the culprit. It went up 5.5% and pulled up the PSU banks. Okay. Colgate Palmolive. I tell you, I don't know what to make of this stock. Just shocking how idiotic we can be doing all the complicated things in life, and there's a simple stock like this which makes only toothpaste and goes up like a rocket, and we keep spitting it down like a rocket every day, right? So talk about wealth in waste. Oof. Okay, so SBI, sorry, Colgate Palmolive, 2,000 rupees. Does anybody here have it by any chance? So this is the whole thing. If there's probably most of us missed this, but here's the thing: consolidate, 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 and then zoom. So the pain of having to sometimes wait is very handsomely rewarded with a move like this. So, and that to good volumes. Any dip, buy. If it comes to 1850, 1875, please buy it. Next stop 2000, then 2250, 2500. Who knows? Right, so there's a lot of sideways stuff consolidation looks like, but once it starts to move, it moves. But again, if you look at the last 1.5 years, there have been some pretty hard to digest down moves also, 1500 to 1250. So that's like a what, 20% cut almost. Right, so next, Container Corporation of India. It's consolidating, that's all I can say. Itching to go up, and one fine day it'll just be at 1500. Buy it, put a stop loss only below 1250, and then just go with it. Good stocks to actually do something in the option side. You can do a horizontal spread, calendar spread, or vertical spread. Problem is that liquidity is probably pathetic in these stocks. I mean, why I'm saying that is because lower cost, higher return of course, but the capital applied is less while we are waiting. If it was a moving stock, then commit more capital. If it's not a moving stock, commit some capital so that you catch the move, and as the move happens then you can commit more, but then have that trade in place which at least gets you some profit when the stock moves. So that's what I'm talking about, vertical and horizontal spreads via options. Otherwise anything in the spot and FNO would just sorry, the futures could just test your patience in something like this. So Container Corp, I would say 1500 next stop, just a question of when, which I don't have an answer to. Crompton Greaves, not, could be a buy. Downtrend is broken, this downtrend line which is there, but there is a resistance up there which it needs to break. Capital goods overall looking healthy, and this has done a positive crossover, though MACD that is. So I would say yes, you could buy it with a nice stop loss below 183, and once it crosses 197, 198, it could just zoom to 210 and then 225. Great. Cummins India, I think we had a buy on this if I remember right. So check up the notes of the previous IMR. So this is going to 1000, that's all, even though there are lots of long shadows, that's okay. 1000 rupees it is, next one. And really tough to give stop losses on this. I think if there's one recurring theme that's happening this IMR so far is that some big moves have happened in the last week on some Nifty Junior stocks, and anyone who was just holding and patient benefited quite handsomely. Dabur, oh, strange candle. What is this? Very interesting. Alright, so double top there, very clearly Dabur is a buy, but why it opened so low? Might have freaked you. I mean, if you were doing an FNO trade, it would have freaked you out in the morning if you're carrying it over, and but hopefully it just went up. No, actually it went lower. Open is 227, low is 226.75, so 25 paisa down before it recovered. Alright, but anyhow, I would say 250 is the next stop, and only below 222 would be a stop loss. Divi's Lab, interesting, it's come to a support of around 1675, 1700. It'll be a wait and watch, but this could turn out to be some sort of a vague head and shoulder top also, so that won't be very good. So yeah, so just wait and watch. Exide India, okay, wait and watch again. Good buy. Once above 166 you should buy it with a stop loss. As a trader I would say below 156, but as an investor only below 144, 145. Federal Bank, so it's been on our buy list for a long time. It continues to be on the buy list. Absolutely no reason why you should be selling. MACD has done a crossover negatively, but remember it could stay in the positive zone and still be going up. I would say 150, just a question of time before it makes the next move, but that, just to emphasize this here, it could stay sideways for almost almost a month here, like in September, and then suddenly shoot up from 125 to 145 levels. That's 20 bucks. That's almost 15%. So the value of just holding, the importance of holding when you find a good investment. Glaxo, wow, okay. FMCG, this is the pharma thing. I'd say skip it. But I don't know if you've noticed, there are a lot of these cup type patterns on an uptrend that we've seen in the last many charts and in the last several weeks, and these are all consolidation type patterns. Markets setting themselves up for the next move. Very very time consuming, but pretty good in terms of finally when they move out, you get a nice move. When will that nice move happen is always a tough thing to predict. But this one seems to be more or less over in terms of its move. It's done that double top, in a sense, closed the brim, and it's a question of shooting through it. And then once it does that, then 30.50 will be the target. Glenmark, okay, definitely showing some strength. Again, that sort of cup type, bowl type consolidation. And once it breaks 800, you can put a nice stop loss at around 753, or even better one at 739. But once it breaks 800, then 850, 900 is definitely there. GMR Infra, okay. Is this in the Nifty Junior? No, we'll skip it. Godrej Consumer Products. So FMCG. So here's the correction from going to 1100, coming down to below 1000, or a 4-digit stock becoming a 3-digit stock again, and then finding its feet, and then trying to move up. So this big red candle just happened for looks like no reason, because there's not much volume in it. So some maybe overall crack or some news, but yes, technically is a buy with a stop loss at 944, or even better one below 900 for an investor. Might test your patience, but once it becomes a 1000 rupee stock again, it could be 1100 very easily. That will be a straight 10% up. GSK Consumer, so that is something which again, bowl closed, coming down, and then just bidding its time. Long lower shadow today, some amount of buying that definitely happened, and there you have that 6000 resistance. I think it's a matter of time that the 6000 resistance breaks, and once it does that, then this is just going to shoot through 6000. So basically for 1.5 years it's not given net returns, and sometimes they will just 6000 will become 7 8000 in a blink of an eye. Okay, in the petro, so there was a scare last week. I remember saying very strongly to buy Hind Petro in the previous IMR, and if you did, then you probably were cursing me on this day. I think that's the day when the excise duty hike on petrol and diesel came out, but it has not fallen beyond that, and it's actually tested a nice support, still at that support. Where did that support come from? Very nice. The previous life high of 2010, tested that, one of my favorite themes in the current market state, that is of testing previous life highs. So it's done exactly that. It continues to test, and it's my belief and my conviction that more upside on this stock is definitely on the cards. Right, so that's the trend line to watch, and a break of that only, or actually below 500. That's almost 10% below this. I'm aware of that, but once it's below, above 595, 600, then zoom to 650, 700 is clearly possible. IDBI, wait and watch, really nothing to do. Buy it only above 80. Till then, don't even look at it. Put an alert and leave it. Idea, I think it's gone. Idea is Nifty right now. Right, in Junior. Alright, so have no clue why this stock is doing so well when the other telecom stocks are not. Almost at its life high. So if you had to have a telecom stock, then I guess it has to be Idea. Remember some spectrum auction is going to happen again. I don't know when, and yeah, we'll just have to wait and watch on that. So I think that's next month, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, could buy this now. There seems to be a good recovery today. Bullish engulfing and all. Stop loss below 159, and once it crosses 175, then zoom, we go to 190. All right. Indian hotels at that resistance, trying to go off. All right, I'll have a look at it in fractal. So 108 needs to break out, and then we'll quickly go to 130. Could do this as a both as an investment or as a trade, in my opinion. It's just itching to break out of that. There's a lot of consolidation happening. All right, not in Nifty Junior, but I think still, and yeah, since we covered it, do have a look, because 110 to 150, the next major resistance, I would think, means a lot of almost a 30% return. Okay. All right, so we need to look at infratel. Is it here? No. 1 minute. Sideways stock, really no news, and at its life high, almost. Yeah, you could definitely look at buying it. 280, 275, yeah, 275 is fantastic support actually. And once it breaks beyond 315, then 350 is what I would say a sort of, not really, but a tight rectangle of, let's say, 285 to 310. That's about 20 bucks. So goes above 310, then 310 plus 20 is 330. Okay. Going to IndusInd Bank. So I think banks is still where the action is, and predominantly that's where the trades and investments should be, I believe. 330, just wait and watch. Waiting for it to just move out. The volumes are just okay. MACD doing nothing. I would think some event or announcement is in the offing. If nothing else, it's the RBI policy, and after that this shall move. No question of shorting banks or bank Nifty. Just buy once it clears 750, when it's at 800. All right. Sorry, this is in the Nifty, not in the Nifty Junior. Okay. Something has happened to the alphabetical arrangement. Yeah, sorry, close the wrong window. JSW Steel. So that goes sideways at 1237. Actually really surprising, because most of the metal stocks are really down, and this one is there, and this is going to have a massive move. Just put it in your portfolio. Yeah, if you don't want to do this in the FNO, that's fine. Just go buy JSW Steel and put it in your portfolio. God knows when it will break this triple top of a multi-year top, but you don't want to miss this. Okay, you want it to be a part of your portfolio, and once it's above 1400, just, or at least for God's sake, put an alert. Buy it as soon as it breaks 1400, and then don't sell it till at least 2000, 1750 or 2000, until and unless some calamity falls on the stock, right, or the sector. So just buy this with a lot of conviction and a lot of patience behind it. 2000, even if it's end of next year, that's absolutely fine. All right, 1 year from now, it's okay. And I don't even want to give a trading call on this. I'm not going to give up. LIC Housing Finance, oh, there you go, just taking off. Resistance broken, lifetime 350, and up and away. Right. Okay, let me really put somebody on the stake. Sid, if you can find stocks like this, then what do you want to do in your life? Because you know you can, right? Okay. Now he's not going to sleep tonight. Okay. Let's do the math of buying LIC housing finance in uh, FNO, right? Or Ashok Leyland in FNO, or your bank Nifty in FNO. Okay. So anyhow, next target I would say is 450. Yes, there will be a correction after a parabolic rise like this. There's absolutely no doubt. Fantastic, good volumes, tapering off a little bit, but any correction in LSE housing finance should be bought into. M&M Financials, NBFC. I think there was some PE investment into this, if I'm not wrong. Some big private equity firm bought into this. I don't remember which. And I think that might have been the big news here. So we now have 3 black crows, and I would say buying opportunity around 305, 300 may not come there. Just keep buying M&M Financials, and once it breaks below above its lifetime zone around 325, it will go up to probably 400, 500. I skipped ING, is it? Alright, sorry. Inglacia, it's a buy, buy, buy. What is this? So yep, I think it was a strong buy in a previous IMR. So 1 week later, 680 has become 770. Today is a bearish engulfing, which I would not sell into. Fantastic volumes in the last 1 week. Something is happening here. This is like massive buying in the stock. Probably from profit booking here, whatever comes down, just buy more and hold on to this till it goes to 1,000 bucks, right? That's what I would say. Okay, so where was I? On GSW we did, LIC we did, M&M Financials we did. McDowell's is not there, correct? Motherson. Okay. Emphasis is there. So Motherson Sumi, alright, so stuck there at its life high, 440. Any result coming out anytime, right? So this is also like a consolidation, but a sharp one. 450, I would say hold on to any stock that you have. Look at when it went up here, good volumes, came down on some profit booking, I would say. Then again the rise here, I would say, on good volumes. Now clear consolidation happening, either some event or something or whatever. Then once it's clear 450, I think 475, 500 definitely on the cards. Okay, so that's on Madison Sumi. Yeah, so where were we? Emphasis is there or not there? Nope. OFSS. All right, so massive dividend, 600 rupees. It ex-dividend gap, and then now the sort of double bottom in place at 3150, 3200, 3400 breaks. It's up through 3550, and actually, strictly speaking, if you were to take out the dividend all through history, then this gap would not exist. So you actually should do a corporate adjustment on this. So technically, strictly speaking, there is no gap here, but I don't know if everybody knows that, and somebody might just say, oh, that gap being closed, and just buy it from 3600 to 3900. So probably in the IT space, I think, I mean, we haven't looked at other IT companies, I know, but OFSS is something that I could perhaps want to put my money in once it's above 3400, simply because it might just go back to 4000 in a, say, month, in a quarter, whatever it is. That's a really good percentage return. Okay, selling is only below 3030, sorry, 3070. Oil India, so actually hasn't done anything. Looks like some sort of wait and watch on this, I would say, not anything else. So yeah, just let's leave it for now. Petronet, okay, another one itching to sort of, I think, break out. 200 breaks out, then 205, 215. There was some news on this or some other stock. If I, PSU oil gas stock, talking about the government giving them some leeway about charging what they want for transportation. I'm not sure. I might be mixing up a few things. But anyhow, technically stop loss is below 193. Once it's above 204, then 210, 215, 220 is definitely possible. Power Finance Corporation, oh, I think this is the one. No, it's not the one. They don't transport gas. So PFC, suddenly big move and breaking out through that resistance. Excellent support now at 282. Could buy it tomorrow morning. 302 could easily go to 320, 325 zone, and after that you might see some halt. But on the other hand, it could just go back to its life high, which is at 383. Okay. Van Baxi, this is cool. Alright, so we're talking about that amalgamation of Van Baxi with Sun, I think. So it's tentatively broken out of its 2005, so wow, almost 10 years, 9 years high. And I would think that this is just a correction for now. The only big thing I think risk that we have on this is uh, what does what happens to the stock when the merger happens. So not sure. So a little bit of a iffy situation. I would say just wait and watch. In case it comes to 600, that's the time you could consider buying it. But otherwise, yeah, just leave it for now. Otherwise, when it goes above 700, one of the two. So for till then, forget about it. RCOM idea also showed a nice green candle. RCOM also is 100 rupees psychological mark. Has it actually stopped falling? Don't know. Can definitely say that this is a resistance to, so let it go above 110, guys, then only. Otherwise, then there's a bunch of resistances on top to be wary about. But on the other hand, there is clearly one thing that is becoming better, which is this as you know, rising trend line. So not really a triangle, just in case you're wondering, but it has to decide whether it's going to go below 100 or above this level. So those of you who are aggressive could buy it at 108. I would say wait till 111, or, and if it's shorting, don't short. Markets are strong. You should be only looking for longs unless there's a compelling reason. Whoa, what happened? Power Finance Corporation, REC Limited, no wonder the PSU index just shot up. Is there some news behind all this? This is massive, really big volume, and likely to go up tomorrow also, in my opinion. Okay, what's the news? That's what we, so I would say next stop is perhaps even the life high. It's at least till 350, 370, and then the life high for Power Finance Corporation. Right, yeah. How do we find these live? That is the big question. Rel Capital is also showing some, strength, and yeah, it will break 500. You might actually want to buy Rel Capital tomorrow. Volumes have increased. Very nice, very nice. basing and support formation on the MACD itself. I really like that pattern. I would say very unusual, Reliance stocks, but still I think you could buy this and hold it till 550, 600, 650 also. Our power, right, so we said the power index is on the verge of breakout tentatively, and if that happens, then, but maybe there's Adani Power that you should look at rather than this. Sale, metals, nothing great. I would say let's not waste our time and capital on this as of now. But again, consolidation over. Nice sort of resistance here at that level, and once it breaks out of that, then quite possibly all the way to $100. So could be a very profitable FNO trade, or even that, for that matter, you're looking at 90 to 100. That's a very good spot trade also, 10+%. Siemens, is this a Siemens in Junior? Alright, thank you. Okay, so broke through 900. Electrical company, capital goods stock, volumes are there, MACD good. Let's go buy it. And unfortunately, no good stop loss till 843. I don't think it will come to even below 891, and I fully expect this to go to 1000 rupees maybe in the week 10 days, and after that we'll review and possibly it's at back to its life high. Sriram Transport Finance, that was another one last few weeks saying buy, buy, buy. It was a screaming buy, and well, it's gone up, so it's 1050. Could come back to 1000 to just test that as a resistance, or sorry, as a support. Yes, sort of a triple star formation there, so bit of a caution required. But all said and done, should just be, I think, definitely bought. If it comes to 1000, definitely buy. It will go back to 1070 and then higher. Tata Chem. That was also a buy, I believe, and it's on the verge of breaking its life high. Tata Chem and JSW Steel. All right, two stocks. Must be in your spot PF portfolio. All right, and don't just chicken out. So this one will go to 500 very quickly, and then after that I fully expect it to go much above 500 as a trade or as a spot investment. You should have both of these. Tata Global, no comments, still doing its wild dance. I don't like this wild dance, so I'm skipping it. Tech Mahindra should not be here because it's in the Nifty and not in the Nifty Junior. But anyhow, going up, still having strength. What have I missed? I think I missed something. Please let me know. Alright, or if I've not missed anything, if there's any few stocks you want to review. Titan. Okay, Titan and UBL. Alright, so Titan tried to go up, but looks like it's struggling up there. I would say wait and watch, though. There's definitely some good support in this zone at around 365. Just wait and watch. Let's pass. It might just also be a complicated head and shoulder top information. Don't know. Some massive selling happened here. Don't know what that was, and nothing convincing in the volume, so we'll leave it. UBL. Why are we looking at this? This is in the junior. Okay. Okay. Might be getting out of that consolidation, alright, between 680 and 750. Something crazy happened 3 days back. I would say it's a high risk trade, but yes, you could buy it with a stop loss below 680. And in case it just does up, 750 could happen, but it will test your guts basically. Alright, lots of moving averages on top. Some of them, not some of them, all of them sort of trending down, the long term one. So yeah, if you are in a really sort of not enough tension in your life, you can buy this. It will give you some stress. Right, so I'm skipping that. Union Bank. Union Bank of India. How come we've never seen this before? The charts are not updated on this. Okay. I don't think we should be looking at this. It's just like any of the other PSU stocks. And hey, talking about PSU stocks, did SBI go up because of that $1 billion loan to Adani? Just wondering. Just crazy thought in my head. Results? Oh, okay, cool. Thank you. Results were good. SBI results today. Right. So that way, I guess results are came out so late in the quarter, is it? But all right. Anyhow. So are we saying that these other public sector bank results have not come out? For some reason, whatever. Anyhow, coming back to Union Bank, 200, I suppose, good psychological number. It's sitting pretty above that for sure. It doesn't look like it wants to break down below that. Really good breakdown. Sorry, stop loss only below 187, which is quite a few percent, 20% almost. But once it's above 245, it'll really shoot up. All right. United, sorry, all results over. Okay, what happened to all these PSU banks? Why are they so lackluster? Yes, bank, right? Okay, that was a request. So life high. What else do you need? It's been going up, 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 up. It's one of those with Ingvaisha and all of that we've said for a long time. Keep buying Federal Bank, this one, that one. 750 next stop. Stop loss only below, I would say 654 or something like that. What? Now you want to do all the Nifty stocks? Okay, 1 second. HCL Tech. Okay. Closing the gap, huh? HCL Tech is closing the gap. So there was this big gap here. It's clearly closing the gap. Right? Glad we are doing this. Just follow through. Next clearly target is 1650 with about 40 bucks from there. Actually, what's the high? Yeah, 1650. In a sense, it closed the gap. So that's it. Gap closed. Okay. Didn't go up swiftly, but still. I would now say there's a good chance it will not come below 1557, and the next stop is 1700 and 1750. SBI, sorry. So results, massive move. Whoa, by the way, somebody knew what happened yesterday. Look at this volume. Somebody knew. SEBI should launch an investigation into this. So SBI breaks out of 2800, and well, friends, I think it's back to its life high of 3500. Go buy SBI in futures and just roll. Today would have been a great time to buy, I know, but we missed the boat. Yesterday was a fantastic clue, very strong clue, I would say, as to the intention of the market. or there was some really big guy who results came on Friday. So today was follow on buying. Okay, cool. So people looked at the results on the weekend, decided that it was much better than they thought, and then they bought more. All right. So we should also buy Tata Motors. So today's re-rating of the stock, some volume but hasn't broken the resistance, or it has slightly. It definitely closed there 545, and yeah, it will go up. Oh, today I saw the first zest on the road. I haven't seen it ever. Looks okay. It actually outsold the Amaze of Honda this month or last month, it seems, which is definitely very good news for Tata Motors. So looks like they're getting their act back together. So yeah, this is a buy. 575, 600 next stop. Very nice stop loss, only below 508, which I don't think it will come to. And if it comes there also, probably bounce back up. These are the sort of trades you should ideally do with options as protection if you need. Putting stop loss on this is like a real pain in every. Sorry, it's being recorded. Because a very good chance if on some day your stop loss will get hit and then you're out of the trade. So do this, protect yourself with puts if you need, and just buy the spot or FN or the futures. Okay. What was the Bobby's request? TD Power Systems. Okay, how do you do TA on this? Wild moves. So it's at a life high, and
I got some at around close to 400. I kind of delayed it and I bought at around 415, but now I was wondering if I should buy more. And this stock seems to go up and then dip a little and consolidate, like that's been its nature.
Right. And you bought this because?
It had good results, and I did some reading up on the product.
So please share your wisdom with us. What does it do?
Power generation for thermal plants. They distribute to multi-sector, like for cement sector, all infrastructure sectors, and export to different countries there for turbines and AC power generation.
No, so
and they had consistently good results.
Okay, cool. All right, cool. Definitely a buy. It may. I don't think it will correct back to 400, but I think the next stop for this is 500, and then you would have to review, and then it goes into these long periods of consolidation for several months.
Yeah, that's right. See, so it dips actually to somewhere, like if you look at the other previous long candles, it dips to some midway or to the almost bottom of that, and then it comes back. So I was wondering if I should wait.
Tough to say, because I think some pretty wild moves it has, and you know, it could definitely. I don't think it'll do that in the near future, especially given the huge volumes on buying. But you know, you look at candle like this, you look at a candle like this, you look at the whole bunch here. Those are the days that you know, scare you, because your portfolio just goes for a toss. You're talking about, you know, what, 10% moves almost. Low is 312 and high is 358. So you're just going to have a strong heart to, you know, ride through this. But I would say, yes.
Would you think it will come down?
You've had really fantastic volumes, right? So very unlikely that it's going to come down in any meaningful sense, and trying to figure out how down and trying to time it, I think, is just an useless effort on a stock like this, all right, or rather on a chart like this. So if you are convinced about its stuff, you should, and you want to buy more, you should buy more. Be prepared for maybe some, you know, really crazy moves before the next buy that you do makes profit. Okay. Yeah.
L&T Financial Holding also. This one. Let's check.
What's the name? L&T
L&T.
FH. Okay, so I hope this is what
If you
it
put it
is.
in weekly, it's a triangle.
1 second, let me just. Much cleaner. Again, another pretty volatile stock. You're saying it's a triangle.
For around 3-4 months. No, if you just zoom out rather.
This is more than 3-4 months. This is a very long period of time.
Oh, okay.
If you take that, there's been a clear breakout, and not convincing volumes, but yes, I would say this was a triangle from May or June of this year. 3-4 months, and it's possibly broken out. Not possibly. I think I'll just give it, since it's a weekly chart, this big volume here. In terms of measuring implication, 65 to 80, so that's $15. So you're talking about 85. Still another $10 to go. That's more than 10%.
Okay.
You could technically, I mean,
There was some. I haven't read that news completely, but the RBI is going to create these payment banks. So they are going to be calling nominations, and NBFCs are there in the list.
Yeah.
I think.
Okay. All right. Anything else?
Okay.
Okay. All right. Cool. So we close for tonight. Done.
Okay.
So Nifty Junior again, it is, I think, the mid-cap stocks and the other ones. I'm sure there's a lot of other stocks that are just doing wonderful stuff, which we are just not looking at simply because, well, they're not in the index. That's where the action is. Just remembering Arvind. What happened to Arvind? Okay, so consolidating. I don't know if some results came out. So, just referring back to Mr. and Mrs. Khanna, you saw what's possible, and I think if nothing else, it should be a source of inspiration about if we really did things seriously, then what is possible in terms of wealth creation. Right, so go have a look at it again, read it, think about it, and think about our own participation individually or as a group versus in terms of what's possible and what we are actually achieving. There's obviously a huge gap, which I don't think is difficult to fill. I think more than anything else, just a question of discipline and a consistent approach which finds us these stocks. Right. Great. So thank you. Good night, and see you, God willing, on Friday evening when we do the IMR for this month. Or this week. Right. Great. Bye.